Well, Pete Waterman joins us now, and we're also joined in the studio by Martin Tett. He's the leader of Buckinghamshire County Council and chairman of the 51M group of councils opposed to the high-speed line. Welcome to both of you. Pete Waterman, first of all, it's going to cost £32 billion to construct the network alone, many more billions to buy the trains and pay for the day-to-day running costs to save 35 minutes. Is it worth it?
It's not about time. It's not about time.
What's it about?
History. It's about history. This will change Britain once and for all. This is as simple as that. You cannot look at railways in monetary terms. We never have, we never should do.
Now, does that rather shoot your fox? And it's not about money, it's not about saving time, it is about an industrial revolution, it is about moving forward.
Well, I mean, I respect Pete, he's a very honourable man, but when you look at the idea of spending £33 billion on a railway line, whose main deliverable in the short term is going to be saving actually about 20 to 25 minutes for wealthy businessmen to get to Birmingham, I'm not sure that's very good value for money. I can remember, for example, when people were just as enthusiastic, just as passionate about Concorde, about the Millennium Dome. You know, you've got to have a good business case, and the business case for this has absolutely fallen apart since January.
And what do you say to that? I mean, it may be...
We've never had a business case.
Well, you have.
Railways don't need business cases. Only politicians want business cases.
Romantic?
You build railways, they change the world. I've told you in the programme, I lived in Coventry. That used to be a 1 hour and 20 journey that went down to 58 minutes.
Would you feel like that if you lived in the Chilterns?
I live in Cheshire and I've got the M56 at less than a mile from my back garden. Do you know why I live there? Because I can get on the motorway and I can get to Runcorn Station or Warrington Station in 10 minutes. And I can be home in Warrington in 1 hour and 35.
But respect to Pete, I mean, if you're going to spend £33 billion of hard-pressed taxpayers' money at a time of austerity, when as local councillor, you know, I'm actually having to make tough decisions. We're seeing libraries closed, we're seeing schools closed back, you know, we're seeing hospital wards reduced. You know, these are really tough decisions to defend on the doorstep. You need to have a business case of spending this amount of money, and the business case for this project has absolutely collapsed.
But even at the Transport Select Committee, the chairman, Louise Ellman, concluded that high-speed rail may be a catalyst for economic growth, helping to rebalance the economy and bridge the north-south divide. That would be part of that case to answer your concerns, that looking ahead to the future, there would be big economic benefits.
Well, the government's tried to cost that in the numbers they produced and what they call their cost-benefit analysis. And when they first announced this, there was 2.4 to the pound. In other words, for every pound you invested, you got back 2.4 in terms of benefits. That's gone down to 1.6, 1.4, now 1.2. And in fact, if you count in the latest forecasts, and I know, Andrew, you commented before about the ridiculous assumption that businessmen don't work on trains, you know, it's well down below 1.
OK, Shapps, you're chomping at the bit.
Well, look, this just isn't about either the speed or, like, the business case and the rest of it. It's as simple as this. We haven't built railways at a substantial level since the Victorian times. This country now has a massively bigger population. The railway system we have is going to be completely full by 2020. We need another line.
Are you actually going to go ahead with this? I mean, it wasn't...
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
are.
No,
I mean,
the
right.
legislation 2030, January 2030, you've got to do everything else.
We support High Speed 2. High Speed 1, which was St Pancras down to the Channel Tunnel, came under Labour. It was a good decision. What I'm worried about, though, Grant, is the government are going to step back from making sure it goes beyond the Midlands up to Yorkshire, Sheffield.
No, that's phase 2.
No, but the point is we should have one bill that brings these together so people can see what is possible here. And it is about the north-south divide. And as a Yorkshire MP, I want to make sure we have a fair chance to get a rebalanced economy. And our railway system, I'm afraid, is absolutely crucial.
Well, it's full. It's full now.
It's not.
Well,
let me
just
come in this, because the government's argument moves around like jelly on this. You know, once it was about speed, now it's about capacity. The argument actually... it can be about both, but the speed argument falls apart if you accept that businessmen do actually spend that time working on trains. The issue on capacity is really interesting, because we've been trying to get the details from the DfT about what the actual load factors on the trains at the moment are, and they consistently refuse to tell us. If they actually have an argument on capacity, if Grant will give a commitment now that they'll release the information on what the load factors are on the trains, then actually they've got a case.
Hang on a minute. But I run trains. I run trains. I run trains. And let me tell you, I cannot get timings from Network Rail for a steam train till the night before at 12 o'clock. So therefore, I run a steam special on the day. I don't even know I've got a path.
Look, we want to build an economy.
On the capacity issue.
Look,
we need infrastructure projects.
We want to build an economy.
We
want to build an economy which is actually fit for the 21st century, that takes Britain and enables us to be a better, bigger economy to help our citizens grow our way out of the global problems we're in at the moment. You cannot do that without significant
investment.
We definitely
need growth because we ain't got any at the moment.
And that is some information on the load factors. If the DfT will give us the information on the load factors,
this is all fascinating.
It is absolutely fundamental.
It's all fascinating.
If you argue that it's a capacity issue.
What you can't disagree with is that significant railway infrastructure hasn't been built north-south for many, many years, and it's time to do something about it.
Grant Shapps, though, two things. You say it is definitely going to go ahead. I mean, we did have reports of an unnamed Conservative minister telling The Spectator it was effectively dead. It wasn't in the Queen's speech. How can you allay fears that it is actually going?
It wasn't going to. It wasn't. As far as I'm aware, it was never a plan for this Queen's speech. The hybrid bill will come in next year in 2013.
OK, and the other thing is, I mean, HS2 to some extent was sold by your party as a way to obviate the need for more runways in the southeast. Now, the government seems to be changing its mind on airport capacity. Does that mean we won't need HS2?
No, I think you actually need to do both. You need to have ports in and out of this country because we're a trading global nation. At the same time, we need to be able to move people around within the country. So I do think that we need more airport capacity in the southeast, and I do think we need high-speed
But make the decision to make sure it's going into the north as well, not just
crucial.
the Midlands, because we need the jobs started in the north as well as the south.
But you're not at the moment. That it should now extend beyond Bone, because that is the big complaint.
Yeah, phase 2 is to extend and do a Y and go up both sides of the country.
Two bills, though, you're going to do. As you said, a hybrid bill, and it's going to delay
these things take a long time to build, so
I'm going to have to get the legislation. I'm sorry, Martin Tett. I'm sure we will meet up again. Pete Waterman, thank you very much.
Sure will. Thanks very much, Joe. Andrew.